Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of The Blue Bridge. And today I'm going to be looking at two stories. The first one I'm going to be touching on is the Mauricio Pochettino press conference before our match against Nottingham Forest. And I'm going to be looking at Nicolas Jackson. And is he the man to lead our line for next season? So summer's finally arrived in the UK. Blue skies, 23 degrees, t-shirt weather, fantastic. And is it going to be a sunny ending to our season? Because what happens between now and our final game against Bournemouth? We've got 3 vital games now. And what happens between now and then may determine the future of Mauricio Pochettino. So this is our quick opinions change. So yesterday, a lot of Chelsea fans were saying, Pochettino's definitely going to stay. And this was on the back of some comments made by our director, Todd Bowley, or co-owner, and where he said that in the last 2.5 games, so we're looking at the second half against Aston Villa, the games against Tottenham and West Ham, we finally saw the vision that we wanted. We finally saw the football that we wanted, and everyone's enjoying it. Yeah, I got to agree. The last 3 games, or 2.5, there was a lot of consistency in our game, lots of good things to talk about, not a lot of negatives, and the fact is that we're also getting some players coming back now. We've only got 5 or 6 players left on the injury list, because the good news is that Reece James is back now, Ogwachukwu is back, so our injury list is going, but it's too late really, towards the end of the season. So a lot of people were reading into the comments by Bowley to think maybe he's going to give Pochettino that other year. And as the press conference was going on, I thought possibly, but then towards the end, Pochettino kind of threw his spanner in the works, and here's his quotes, because somebody was asking about the assessment at the end of the season. Does he think he's done enough to stay? And he came out with this. So he said, it's not only if the owners or directors are happy. If we are happy, you need to ask us also, because maybe we are not happy and we accept the situation and need to split. It's not first time the coaching staff at the end of the season decides to stop going. I am not saying I am not happy, but it's always just one side, and maybe we need to look at the other side too. So basically, I think what he's saying is that everyone asks, are the directors going to be getting rid of the manager? But sometimes you need to ask, is the manager happy at the club? Is it the manager's decision that he wants to quit at the end of the season? So it could be like this. Talks are going two ways, and they're having it's a two-way conversation, and they may say to him, "Look, okay, depending on where we finish, we finished 7th. We really wanted Europa League. Thanks, but those were your targets at the beginning of the season. You didn't meet them, so bye." Or he may do that in the impossible, what we thought was the impossible a few weeks ago, and we may finish 6th. And in those conversations, Pochettino may say, look, this team is growing, but in order for us to go on to the next level, I need you to back me in the market. I need an experienced goalkeeper. I need an experienced defender, another tall, experienced, commanding midfielder with personality, and a goal threat up front. The board may turn around and say, you know what? We want to carry on with our policy of just buying young. So sorry, we can't honour you those players. We can't agree on getting those players for you. And Pochettino may say, you know what, I'm managing this team with one hand tied at my back, so I'll decide to part company because I don't want to damage my reputation any further. So something like that. That's hypothetically speaking. So that's what he's trying to say. It's a two-way street. But some people are trying to, their hatred for this guy is so bad that they're trying to say that, oh, he's looking for a way out or whatever. He didn't say that. He's just looking at different scenarios. And listen, I'm a man. I'm not what you call somebody who just flip-flops and turns. I like to, as I always say, like to look at everything in in its entirety before making decisions. And I was questioning some of his decisions as the season went on, which rightly so, and I stand by the questions that I had for him, the criticisms that I had. But in the last few games, I know obviously it's taken long, but there may be reasons behind that. But we have seen improvement, and if we are. I think I made a video about changing the process or changing the model a few weeks ago, where I said, if we were to still finish 9th or 10th and didn't show any form of improvement, then not only he's got to be looked at, but everyone's got to be looked at. But if we finish, I know 7th isn't the standards that Chelsea are looking for, but if we finish 7th or 6th and get into Europe after all the things that have gone on with injuries and other things within the club, then that is progress. That is progress. Do I think he still would have done enough to stay? Don't know. What are the alternatives out there? Is there someone who can come in and do a better job? That's for the directors to look at. So I'm not really one of these staunch Poch in or Poch out. For me, I'm just thinking. But at the moment, as I said, he's done. He's salvaged some of the wreck that's occurred, and finishing 7th, 6th or 7th would be a decent achievement from where we were before. So what do you guys think? Would you have him here regardless? Would it depend on the results? If we finish top 6, do you still want him? Or do you want him gone anyway, just because of what's happened? Or are you going to give him a little bit of leeway because of all the injuries? Or do you just think that he's not suited for Chelsea? Stick your comments in the section below. And the other thing I want to touch on is Nicolas Jackson, because there was talk about Osimhen, that they don't see Osimhen as value for money at the moment, and that's because with Osimhen, he's a good player. The club recognise he's a good player, but if De Laurentiis isn't going to budge on the price, he probably won't, because we know what De Laurentiis is like. Are we going to be able to afford to splash out 115, 120 million euros on an attacker, especially with his injury records as well? It could be a bit of a risk. And you know what our record is with signing elite players. And there were some comments by Emmanuel Petit, actually, and he said that he's seeing signs that Jackson is improving game in, game out, and as he adjusts to the Premier League, maybe next season he'll be getting 30 goals in the season. Stranger things have happened. He's actually scored more goals than Didier Drogba in his first season at Chelsea, and we know how that turned out. Would I trust him with a whole season for next season to lead the line? I think it'll be a bit of a risk, if you ask me. But having said that, there is you can see improvements in his game, especially in his discipline as well. And that goal, that finish against West Ham the other day, he showed a bit of composure there. There's still a lot that needs to be ironed out. If he can go away in the close season, practice, especially on his heading, because that's something which is really weak. Practice a bit more. He's got good movement, but I'd say his anticipation when balls are coming into the box, like sometimes sliding in. I don't see him. I think he's only scored 1 goal this season where he's actually slid in from a cross. So going in where it hurts. I think he needs to be a bit braver, especially with his head, and just going in where it hurts sometimes. And be hungry. Be hungrier for goals. A good option. Someone muted it this week, which I quite like actually, is if we bring in a cheaper alternative with a bit of experience. There's a couple of players who've been mentioned who's got a little bit of experience. You can, and what you're doing, if you're bringing in someone who's about 27, 28, and is a goal threat, what he's doing, it's not blocking his path. So this guy can come in, take some of the pressure off him, and so they can sort of rotate in games, etc. And once, after a couple of seasons, when Jackson's matured a bit more, then he's ready to take over as the number one striker. I've seen something in him that I don't want to write him off as yet, like some supporters wanted to do. I think that he's got some tools in his game to become a really good striker. So again, what do you guys think about that? Do you feel that we need to get a top elite striker? even no matter what the age, is going to maybe block the path. Same age as Jackson, 22, 23, and Jackson just becomes a bench player where he doesn't really develop his game? Or are you more welcome to the idea of getting in someone who's a little bit older, bit more experienced, who's not going to block his path in the long term, maybe in the short term, but not in the long term, and hopefully once this older player leaves, then Jackson will be in a position to take over as the #1 striker. Stick your comments in the section below. So again, we got Bournemouth, not Bournemouth, we got Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Big game for both clubs. You know, Chelsea looking to get into Europe. Nottingham Forest need the points to save them from relegation if results don't go their way before they play, because as I said, they may know the result before we actually play the game, so it's going to be difficult. Nottingham Forest already beaten us at Stamford Bridge. City Ground is always a difficult place to go, so we need to go there with our A game. So as I said before at the beginning, 3 big games now, and this could shape what happens to Pochettino at the end of the season. That's if he wants to stay after his comments that he made today anyway. So guys, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. So bye.